The new year is almost here, so it's time for those New Year resolutions. Let's talk about that right now on a new episode of Share the Knowledge.
For the last 22 years, I've been rocking stages, playing in clubs, and having a lot of fun as a DJ and turntablist, and I've seen and learned a lot. Now it's time for me to share that knowledge by answering the questions that can help you become a better DJ. I'm djTLM, and this is Share the Knowledge.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy djTLM, and you're checking out the Share the Knowledge podcast. Right now, it's Christmas, so Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. And this is my educational DJ show, DJ Q&A show, where I answer questions and also bring in some of my own topics. You can check it out right here on iTunes and SoundCloud. Of course, there's also a video version you can check out on YouTube. And during the episode, I also answer some questions from my Facebook live stream. And today I want to talk about the new year and what we see people do each and every year that's come up with New Year's resolutions. Now, first off, let me just say that I'm not really into that. I never have like these resolutions where I say, okay, starting January 1st, I'm going to do this, or like people stop smoking, or they decide that they're gonna eat healthier, or they're gonna start working out again. A lot of times that doesn't really work if you're gonna set that date to be in the future. If you want to change something, you should start right now. So that's basically my twist to this whole resolution topic. I think I actually made a video about this last year, but I feel it's important because a lot of times you see people, they start on that January 1st, and you might have been there yourself where you're like, all right, I'm really going to start exercising. And I see it when I go to the gym those first couple of weeks of the year. It is packed. It's totally packed with people because you got a lot of those folks that really make that New Year's resolution. I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to work out. And most of the times starting February or March, things go back to normal, and most of those people don't show up again. They last for a couple of weeks, and that's the end of it. It's because it's a goal that wasn't really what their heart was into, because they just feel that it's something you should do. Like, okay, next year I'm going to do this or that. That's why I say if you want to change anything, start right now. So for me, the reason I bring this all up is I don't have a New Year's resolution, but I do have a very significant change in my life that's taking place, and that officially starts January 1st, 2018, but it's not really true. But let me explain. I made a conscious decision a while ago, maybe a month or two, that starting in 2018, I'm going to make my video career, my YouTube's occupation, my full-time thing. So look at it like this. I was always a DJ that also made YouTube videos, and starting in 2018, I'm going to be a YouTuber that also DJs. That basically sums it up. I'm going to spend like most of my time focusing on growing my channel, making more and better content, and also I do a lot of video related stuff outside of the channel as well. I've done so this year a little bit. So I have different brands approaching me because they like the quality of content that I bring to my channel. And they ask me to produce content either for their brand or something that they will have on their website. And those are great gigs outside of the channel. So it's bringing me new work. Now, I've made this decision because I feel that with the channel, if I talk about it like YouTube, it's bigger than YouTube, but if I talk about djTLMtv, the channel, over the years, it's always been a side project, and you might have a little side project or hobby of your own. So this might be interesting for you as well. But every time I gave it a little bit more attention, I could see that it would grow straight away. So every time I would spend a little more time to make some more videos, some more quality content, I could see in all the stats that everything was on the up. More views, more subscribers, more engagement. And every time that I dropped production, you could see the stats would not really plummet, but they would just remain steady instead of grow. So I have control of the outcome of what happens on my channel. Now, I see a lot of potential, and I really like to do this stuff. I like making videos. I like sharing my experience, but also I like to explore and learn new things that I can share with you. So when it comes to DJing, I will still DJ. When I get booked, I will still play, but I'm not really content with the current situation when it comes to DJing, especially where I live. Most of the gigs, most of the parties that are going on aren't parties that I really feel. A lot of the music that's being played is not totally what I feel. So I still love to DJ, but there's not that many gigs that really excite me like that. And this YouTube thing, the video thing, that really sparked me. And that's mostly because of you, actually. Because of all the engagement, all the comments I receive, I see that what I create is actually helping people. And to be honest, I want to leave a legacy. And creating these videos for me is a real good way to actually document what I'm doing. So I'll be showing you a lot more of the behind the scenes stuff in this coming year as well, because I've had a dope DJ career and I'll continue to DJ and love that. But especially when it comes to my kids, I want to show my kids that I built something that was actually able to help out a lot of people and leave a lasting impression on people, a lot more than I could do with any party that I DJ at. So for me, it's a pretty big deal. It's pretty important. But this is not a New Year's resolution, so it's not like January 1st, I'm going to give this my full-time focus. That's not how it works. So the minute I made that conscious decision that I'm going to be that full-time YouTuber in 2018, the moment I made that decision, that's already like 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, I started to work towards that date. So I started to make all sorts of preparations that I need to make, including the podcast that I'm recording right now. In the last month, I recorded, or the last 6 weeks, I've been recording every Monday, shooting, combining it with live streams, trying out different things. And the people that watch the live stream already know, like last couple of weeks, one time the audio wasn't great. The other time the video was lagging or the video was just horrible quality. All of those episodes helped me to create a structure so that starting in 2018, I have a smooth running podcast. So right now, I almost have it down the way I want it. I'm recording good audio and good video. I have a good live feed going on. So that all came together. Now, if I would have started to do this on January 1st, 2018, then those first podcasts, like the first 6 or 7, might have been pretty crappy because I only started then. Might have lost motivation after a couple of times. So that's not the way to go about it. Soon as I made that decision that I want to change that, I started to work towards that. And I've been doing a lot more to prepare for this new year. Changes in my lifestyle that I need to do because I'm going to have to spend a lot of time during the day to work and produce content. So I've been working towards this already. So that's the same for you. If you feel that you want to be more healthy in 2018, and you feel that way right now, start now. Maybe have a nice little Christmas dinner tonight, go all out, but start right after that. Don't wait until that January 1st. It's not a magical date that's going to help you out in any way. So when it comes to next year and the channel, because that's basically what I want to talk about in this podcast, I've noticed that I have a certain way that I learned about DJing. I learned by experimenting, trying a lot of stuff out myself. And I didn't have any like mentor or educational videos, but I came up in a traditional way. I learned to DJ using turntables. I learned all the basic techniques. I started to practice in front of people at house parties, community centers, worked my way up to like bigger bars, started to play for free, get more experience in front of people that like different genres of music, started to do clubs, started to work with artists, did radio, TV, built it up in a traditional way, made a lot of mixtapes, was like selling mixtapes on the street, spreading my name, everything. I like to give people part of that experience, and I like to give people advice when it comes to that. But over the last couple of years, I've also realized, and I talk about this a lot, there's a lot of things I don't know or a lot of things that are different for me than they might be for someone else. I did not live the house DJ experience, so it's going to be different for a house DJ than it is for me growing up as that hip hop and later on hip hop, R&B, urban DJ. Now, of course, it's called open format. I play a lot of styles. And the same thing goes for the advice that I give people when it comes to building your name, promoting yourself as a DJ, getting gigs. I have a lot of the traditional answers, but I also realize that things change over time. Just like the music industry changed, everything changed, especially when it comes to technology, social media, the way you promote yourself. Now, I remain active. That's very important, especially for you older DJs out there. You have to make sure that you're not just watching from a distance and staying away from all the new because you don't really like it. No, I'm not on Facebook, or I don't mess with that. That's really going to leave you behind. You have to stay on point and check out new stuff if you want to go with the times. So that's what I do. I like to do. But in the new year, I'm going to spend a lot more time trying to get a lot more info that I haven't experienced. So I want to make sure that I talk to DJs about routines like I was doing with SK, and I'm going to do it with more DJs. But I also want to talk to a lot of the new DJs and let them tell how they built their actual career, how they got started, because that information can help a lot of you that are starting out right now as well. I don't just want to teach you the traditional stuff. I still feel that's important. I'm still going to send that out there. Make sure that you start with all those fundamentals, get that straight, get that good foundation. But I also want to make sure that I stay up to date with the extra information I can give you. Same with tech. I'm going to do a lot more product reviews so I know about the new products and I can tell you about it and give you better advice. So all of that combined is my New Year's resolution, but it's a long-term goal. It's not like I'm going to start. No, I have that planned out for beyond 2018. And I'm very excited for that. I'm happy I made that decision, that conscious decision to do this full time. Been struggling with that for a long time because it felt like I was abandoning my DJ career or giving up, when that's totally not the case. But in my mind, I had this mental block that was holding me back. As soon as I really made that decision, like, no, I see where I can have an impact. This is where I need to be. That's like a weight off my shoulders. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also going to do some dope DJ stuff. Always will. But that's that. So the message is, if you want to change something, start right now. So we have a question from Sean, and the question is, what would you consider the basics to master when you are becoming a DJ? Well, when it comes to the basics, I'm actually talking about the true fundamentals. So a DJ is supposed to be able to mix music. That starts by learning how to count music, knowing how to count beats, bars, and phrases. Because once you understand that, you start to see the structure in songs. Most music has a pretty set structure, like especially with a lot of house music. Once you understand how to count it and you start to recognize those phrases, it becomes easier to understand how songs are built. That's going to help you out a lot when it comes to your timing. So that's going to help you out when you have to make your mixes. When do you start your transition? When do you end it? So counting music, being able to beat match. So matching the tempo of two songs so you can actually make a smooth transition. Learning how to work your equipment, learning how to work the EQ, knowing about the music that you play. All of those things are the essentials that a DJ should at least master. Very important. So knowing your music, knowing your equipment, and knowing all the basic techniques. That's where it starts. Now, after that, you go into the next level where you start to practice in front of people. That could be just a couple of your friends, moving on to birthday parties and whatnot, because playing in front of people is totally different than just practicing in your room. It's essential that you get that in before you start to hit these major clubs and think you can play the same way you play at home. But those basics are just those basics. After that is all personal development. You have to develop your own style. That goes beyond just adding maybe some of your own favorite music. It is also how you play. So for me, it is adding turntablism to a normal club set in a way that you're still partying, but I still get to have my fun as well. But not turntablism in a way that the whole crowd is just standing and they're watching like it's a showcase, but finding that right balance. Finding the balance for me personally between playing tracks that'll absolutely drive the crowd crazy, but also making sure that I can educate and get some of my flavor in there as well, in a balanced way that doesn't scare the crowd, still keeps them dancing and all that. So the basics are the basics. I have videos about that. I'm going to do more videos about all the basics in the new year. So that's basically it. So Alex has a question, and he wants to know if I work with other companies. I'm doing my thing with DJ City and on my own platform. So here's the thing. I am a one-man army, so I think of all the videos, I shoot all my videos, I edit all my videos, record the podcast, make the plans, do everything myself. Yes, I also work for DJ City. I provide DJ City with some content every month, make a couple of videos, share the knowledge videos for DJ City, and that's what I do. Now, I do work with other companies, so that's going to be a lot more in the coming future, but that's not like an employment thing or anything. But I've been doing some dope stuff with Denon. I don't know if you've seen my controller video that I did for them. That's on their channel. I've been working with Algorithm. That's coming pretty soon, actually, start of the new year. That's also going to be on their own platform. I've done stuff with companies that do DJ courses. And those are like sites where you apply, you get a subscription, and then you get access to their courses. They had all sorts of courses, and I did like a basic DJ course for that site. So working on stuff like that. But my main focus will definitely be to make sure that I stay in touch with all the brands that are important to you guys. Also to make sure that I have access to all the equipment, because I get a lot of questions about different equipment from different brands. I want to make sure I give you guys the right info, and that's going to be even more valuable if I don't just have a spec sheet, but I actually tried out the equipment and I can tell you how I feel about it. Now, understand, and I always say this, when you come to my channel, I have a lot of information, but I'm not an expert at everything, and I don't have the answer to a lot of things. Plus, a lot of things don't have one set answer. I'll just give you my opinion, my experience. That's it. Because I get a lot of questions about people asking me what's the best this and that. And a lot of times you don't have one right answer. But that's it. I'm going to try to work with a lot of DJ-related brands. And, of course, on the monetization side, it will be cool in the next year to do some work with outside brands as well. But that would be more like just branded content or sponsoring stuff to make sure that we can keep the lights on in the studio. So Sean wants to know if I would recommend the PLX 500 as a good starter turntable. Here's the thing. I tried it out once for a couple of seconds, so that's not really a lot of experience. But I've had the PLX 1000 and I really loved that turntable. And when I tried the PLX 500, that was really a step back from that 1000. Now, of course, there's a major difference in the price as well, so it's understandable. But I'm not sure if I like the power, the torque of the 500. It didn't feel that strong to me, so I'm not sure if that's the best option when it comes to a starter turntable. There might be some better options out there. But like I said, I tried it for a couple of seconds, but I wasn't totally impressed. I want to do a full review as well, because if it is better than I thought it was, it could be a good budget option. But for now, you might look at some different brands as well, or find some secondhand Technics, Newmark, Vestax, Stanton. There's a lot of brands out there. All right, so those were the questions from the Facebook live feed. I'll do that every week when I'm recording the podcast, and that's where I want to leave it. This was episode 29 of Share the Knowledge. I'll be back next week in the new year, and you can always check out the rerun, leave questions in the comment section, and make sure you check out the audio version on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. It's going to appear in a lot more places in the new year as well. So Spotify should be added to that pretty soon. Make sure you check out djTLM.com in the new year. I'm going to have a lot of info on the website from now on. So I wish you much more than a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and set those goals and have some dedication, reach those goals, and let me know how it turns out, man. I wish all of you the best and happy holidays. Peace.